Julius Wood been playing at a high level through 5 games. Just how much does he mean to your defense right now?
Yeah, Joyce is one of our older guys, one of our seniors. He's played a lot of football, and plays with a passion, plays with the edge every single day. And we just got to get more guys playing at his level, and do some things he's doing. And I thought he had a good ball game overall the other night. He had the one penalty there. They did a really good job seeing the running come up and fitting it. Was actually a pass coverage call for him, doubling the receiver there, McCaffrey, and I was able to come up and met him really in the hole and just kind of tackled him high. So then down the goal line, he has the same type of tackle and does a really nice job, on the second down there, tackling the backfield. So, but he's doing a really good job. Just really appreciate having him around and just who he means to us and our program.
How are you using this bye week, and what are you kind of specifically looking at to improve it?
Yeah, so I think several things. I thought we missed a few tackles there, so we went back and we worked on tackling yesterday. Just some tackling circuit with our whole defense and some things that will put us in better positions. There was a second down in there. We missed a few tackles and they got a few extra yards on it. McCaffrey. Then the other thing is turnovers. I think 2 games ago we'd forced 5 or so. This past game had one pick, and you see guys punching at the football, whether it's Antoine Jackson, Sam Danko, whoever it may be, are doing a really good job punching at it. But then they've got to get it out, and we got to get the ball back to our offense. So that was kind of the focal point today with our circuit type drill. And then it's always been the third downs. Hey, how can we do a better job winning on third downs? I think we held them 4-11 the other night, but a couple more were crucial. We missed a sack on a third down there that if you make that one, you're off the field and they're punting the football and stops the drive. So we got to continue to win those things, and those have been our focal points. We've also been able to get some young guys some reps, some freshmen that maybe been on the look team for the last few weeks and getting them in the mix, and it's kind of fun and refreshing to watch them run around. I think those guys show that they'll run, they'll hit, and just they got a bright future. And I don't know if it's going to be this season. For some of them, it may be. You're in getting ready to go in the second half of the season, so to speak, pretty close to it. 7 games left, and you may see those guys on special teams. You may see those guys show up in our defense. But either way, I think they have bright futures.
Coach, we saw Sam Danko get a good bit of playing time now, increasing over the last few weeks. Had a huge deflection on their own goal line. Is that something we're going to see from him more often in those kind of situations?
Yeah, I told him it'd be really nice if he just instead of knocking at the ball down with his elbows, if he'd catch that thing and pick it off and fall in the end zone. But he had a couple of those. B.J. Davis had a big one. So those guys, their length really show up. We were in we called it a spinner package where Sam's on the field, Josiah Robinson's on the field at the same time. J.D.'s out there. Jimmy Lewis is really a linebacker floating around. So got a little bit more speed and pass rush ability on the field. And I think we had 9 quarterback hurries. The quarterback did a pretty decent job of getting rid of the ball pretty quick. Was able to, I think in the books it's only 1 sack. I think they had another RPO pass that they don't count as a sack, but Big Tay was able to sack him back there. Had another one negated by a penalty. Mike Edwards on the field, and they call him for I didn't really think he bumped into the receiver. They called a hold on him, and we'd had another sack. So, and then we missed one. So I think we caused more disruption on the quarterback. Made him get rid of the ball really quick, knocked some footballs down. So did some good things with that. And that all starts by stopping the run in the run game. So we were just trying to match personnel the other night. They go their big package. We went our big package. And I think the only time we really saw that was on the first third down of the game. And that was something they've been really good at. And our kids took a lot of pride in knocking that thing back. I mean, CJ's in there, freaking bear crawling, getting up under their D lineman. I see Jimmy Lewis and Jack Powers at linebacker go over the top, stuff it, and Chad and Teagan are back there, freaking pulling that thing back, and we get a loss right there and get off the field for the first third down of the game. So, and then when they went 12 personnel, we went our base package. And then when they went 11 personnel the other night, we played some what we called spinner, which is really our pass rush package and get a little bit more speed on the field. And, I saw some good things out of Sam, out of Josiah, out of J.D. Chad was out there one time, and Jeremy Lewis just looks natural just wherever you put him, whether he's rushing a passer, dropping into coverage, doing those things. So I thought that was good for us, and we got to find things like that. I don't know that a team lines up. SMU certainly has been really good at running the football all year. I'm not sure as team lines up thinking, hey, we're getting ready to run the football with these guys. Maybe we're going to spread you out, put you in empty, and throw it around a little bit, which is what we got the other night. And I think they're getting those type of guys and pass rushers on the field certainly helps. defend that.
Y'all spent a lot of time, I'm guessing, kind of looking at that stuff this offseason. So was it good to implement that stuff in the game, really get tested for the
Yeah,
first time?
yeah. For the first, it's finally there. I think for the first 3 ball games of the year, it was run heavy, and I think Rice really wants to be a run football team. I think we took that away outside the quarterback pop for about 18 yards there, 20 yards. I think we had 8 TFLs, and those were all in the run game. But and then you can play some pass situations and play those deals. And a lot of their passes were just 5-yard hitches and quick game, and you come tackle it up. You keep the ball in front of you. They never really had a throw down the field that kind of hurt us. I think there was one that we were in zone coverage, and another obviously on the screenplay. But it was nice to get that out there and kind of run around. And I think that's more of what we're going to see throughout the rest of the year in the conference, especially, and SMU included.
It sounds like you guys are more so like fine tuning a lot of things. Like, is that accurate? Like versus like kind of making wholesale changes?
Yeah, I think that never stops, right? You're always looking for ways to improve. I don't think you ever just say, hey, we're going to totally scratch this and go in a totally new direction. We got to take the positive things we've been doing and keep building on them. The things that we haven't done really well, now we got to take a hard look at those, and all of us, including me, got to pull the thumb and say, how can we do this better? And how can we be better in certain situations? And just having a dominant attitude. I think that's the biggest thing we talk about defensively. We got to go create turnovers. We got to be stingy, dominant, and get the ball back to our offense and get off the field on 3rd down. So we got to continue to do that. We got to continue to focus on that. We got to do that for 4 quarters. We can't just do it for 3 quarters, 3.5 quarters like we have several times this year. We got to go finish the game defensively, and that starts with me. And I got to do a really good job of just focusing on that and making sure we implement that in practice and make sure we get the job done there.
I feel like every Wednesday when we talk to you, it's like just that one moment,
Yeah.
maybe one kind of drive. So
Yeah.
you feel like you're pretty close to kind of putting that together?
In close ball games, you always can pick out, when you get blown out sometimes, you don't really pick out 2 or 3 plays. But when you're in a close ball game, you can go back to, double pass. You can go back to, hey, the 2-minute drive right before the half at App State. You can go back to a screenplay. You can go back to a 3rd and 12. You can pick out 2 plays from each game, and it goes 14 points the other way. And some of that is a little bit of inexperience, and some of that we got to go make the play. I mean, we really do, and I think that's just really focus on our job, each individual, all 11, and make sure we're getting guys in the right position to make those plays too. So we're close. We just got to get over the hump and get there, and really keep forcing turnover and keep focusing on what we do and how we do things.
Still a lot of football left, but have you had to do any extra as far as keeping guys in it and making sure that they're still on board with everything after a few losses?
We got great young men, and I've been telling them this all along. Like, our young men are a lot of fun to be around. They come, and I think I told you guys this in the preseason. They come to work every day. They come hungry. Yes sir, no sir. How can I be better? What can I do better? How can I help my football team? I don't sense any guys. I don't sense any guys that are selfish defensively. I think there's frustration. We're all frustrated. Players, coaches, fans, we're all frustrated. Okay, and we're all like on edge. How can we get it fixed? And we got to keep working to get that thing fixed. But I don't sense like, hey, we got guys that just totally want to go their own way. They're all pulling in the same direction. We got to continue to do that. And I always tell them it takes everybody, and it takes all of us doing it together. And if we try to do it individually, we're not going anywhere. But we all got to stay together. And that's that's coaches, that's players, that's our community, that's our program, that's our university. We all got to stay together to get this thing done, and we all got to pull in for each other and pull in the same direction, so that we can be successful. And it's so much sweeter when we do that together and we get there. And one day we will, one day, and we hope that day soon.
Anything else for Coach?